Hello everyone and welcome back. You are watching I Can Code Now, and in this video we will answer this simple question that you can see on your screen. And Can I update the value of a member of a constant object? Meaning, if you declare a constant object of a class and that class have certain variables, can you still update those variables even if the object is constant? And the answer to your question is yes, you can. Yes, you can, of course, and this is amazing, right? And that you have declared a constant object, and you can still modify that object. How is that possible? And we will see this shortly. And to do that, in C++, there is this mutable keyword, and using this mutable keyword, we can modify the variables of a class, members of a class, even if the object of that class is constant. And this mutable can only be applied to non-static members. And non-static meaning that they should not be static, they should be simple data types. And mutable can only be applied to class members, and these cannot be applied otherwise to simple members. Class members or struct members can have this mutable keyword applied to them. And we do this when we want some variables, some members, some class members to be mutable, and we want to make sure that some of them are not mutable. And in that case, there are certain variables, if at all, if there is some variable that we want to declare mutable, we can do so. And this is the syntax. This is the basic, very easy syntax. You usually add this mutable keyword before the data type of that class member. Let's see this through code, and I've written this small program, and let's begin this by writing this main function. And by the way, did you know that writing this return 0 for the int main is optional, because the compiler knows that this is a main function and must return 0. And if we don't write this, this will be the default, and it is implicitly written by the compiler itself if we accidentally miss this. And Let's continue on, and let me create a class demo. And in this class we have two variables, first and second, and both of these are public for now, which is and let's create a small constructor, default constructor, initializing these variables with these default values. Next step, let's create an object of that class, and this is default. This will call the default constructor, meaning that the value and first and then second will be initialized to this default constructor. And after that, if I try to access this and first member of class of this object, and I try to modify this, this is allowed, because for now this object here is not, it's not constant. It is a normal object, and I can modify these public members easily by simply writing this simple line. But what if this object is constant? Now what? Now I'm not allowed to um, update this object in any ways, because when I declare this constant, then these members of this object also become constant, because the object itself is constant. And this line here will give a compilation error. The code won't compile because it is constant, and I am trying to modify this constant object in some way. But as we said, that we can use mutable to make this work. By applying mutable to this and first variable, I can just modify this constant object simply by accessing it and changing its value. You know, this whole object here is constant except for this and first variable or member variable. because we have applied this mutable keyword to this member variable. Now I can change this value, and if I still want to access, n second, I won't be able to do so because n second is a constant by default. It has no mutable applied to it, you know. And there are certain ways where we want to use mutable. For example, this simple program here, it is displaying a simple message, and this method itself is a constant method, and we want to change some variables of this class, even if this method is constant, and we can do so by making that member that we want to update, that member up mutable, and we can then simply call that method, that constant method, and that constant method can still update its its mutable members, even though this and this method is constant. Constant member methods are not allowed to change the values of its class members, but we can do so now by applying this mutable, and we can update the variables if that member variable is mutable. And we will run this program simply. Let me just run this program to make sure that this works. So this is a simple program that we saw earlier, and I am in this Visual Studio Code, and let me run this program simply by going to by clicking this run and selecting my compiler, and this should work, as we can see at the bottom here that it is compiling. Right, and we can see the output here at the bottom of the screen that it says the messages are printed, and we can see that the variable got updated in both these display message calls. And there's this other program that we have seen. As you can see that we have declared this constant, and I'm not able to modify this n first variable. But if I add this mutable keyword here, this error should be gone. Yes, it is gone, and because we have to mutable. And if I want to update that non-mutable member variable, this shouldn't work. Yes, this is giving us another, and the program won't compile either. As you can see that this have given me some errors. Yes, the program haven't compiled, and that should be it. Yes, there are certain usages of this mutable keyword in C++, and we can easily modify the variables of a class and to be on the safe side if we want other variables to be, non-mutable. That should be it for now, and I will see you in the next video. See you guys. Thank you.